conflict. Because God says, I cannot use comfortable people.
Jesus.
Before I let you just die in the nest. Because some of us, if we never had to deal with any conflict, we would die in the nest.
Good.
We would die. We would get heavy in the nest, never fly, never do anything. We would die right there in the nest. And God said, before I let that happen, before I let you die in the nest, when you have never gone out and done anything for me, but just sat in church all your life and got all this word and think that, I know all what God said. This word is not just for you. This word is for those that are connected to you. Therefore, that is what your kingdom assignment is all about. Your kingdom assignment is bigger than you. Your kingdom assignment, God created you to affect more than just you. He created you to affect more than just you and yours. God created you to affect more than just me and mine. God said, I've put so much in you that before I let you just sit in the church and either dry up, swell up, and not do anything but just come to church every day for the rest of your life, before I allow that to happen, I will create a conflict.
Amen.
Jesus.
I will cause an issue. Because I know if I cause an issue, if I create a conflict, it's going to get you to move.
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
One thing about conflict, you will do something. Like I said with the example, either you will get beat up every day and just get punked, or you will do something. You will take a stand and just say, you know what, the day ain't your day, the day is my day. You're going to do something. When conflict arises, you will bust a move. You will do something. I'm telling you right now. The key is to allow God to be in the midst of the conflict. I know this is going to twist somebody. If you can keep Satan out of the issue, God can and will bring restoration. Satan is a killer of God-ordained relationships. Because when he comes in, and this is the key right here, because when Satan is in it, lies come in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know. When Satan is involved, it might be now folks start lying. Innuendo comes in. Mistrust comes in. Sin comes in. And if we're not careful, murder comes in.
Jesus.
I'm telling you right now. This is when Satan gets involved. See, as long as you can keep God in it, that's why I said, the key is if you do have a conflict at some point, the key is to keep it between you and the other individual. But when you start bringing in other people, and I said murder comes in because look, you can commit murder. I'm not talking about physical murder, because you can commit murder spiritually. Mm-hmm. You can murder somebody with your mouth.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
You can murder someone with these lips. Truth be told, a lot of us probably murder folk every day. Spreading lies, talking about folk. That's murdering folk. That's a form of murder. It's not just physical. You got to go out and kill somebody physically. You can murder people with your mouth. Because when God is in it, if you keep God in it and keep Satan out of it, God can bring restoration. The restoration is the return of something to a formal, original, normal, or unimpaired condition. God said, I can get things back the way they were. Now, a lot of times, it may never be the way they were, but God said both parties can go forth and be made whole. Listen to this. Because not only does God want to restore, but he can take a relationship to a whole nother level if we keep him in it. Do y'all believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all believe it? Because sometimes conflict arises. God-ordained relationships are always challenged for their authenticity.
Jesus.
The enemy manifesting is a way that we know that God is in it. Separation doesn't mean disqualification. It develops authentication. Y'all get that word? In other words, it develops authenticity. Because a lot of times you wouldn't know what your relationship was made of until conflict comes.
So it's tested. Mm-hmm.
You think you and your girlfriend are just like this. Y'all just like freaking Frack. y'all just like Ren and Stimpy. You and your girlfriend. You think you and your homeboy all that. But the key to any relationship is how do you handle conflict?
That's right. That's right. That's good, Pastor.
See, it's always all good until something come up. And now all of a sudden, it's the conflict that tests the strength of the relationship.
Mm-hmm. That's good, Pastor.
I know some of y'all probably been there. Mm-hmm. I know some of y'all probably had some homies that y'all used to be just like this. Y'all, when you saw one, you saw the other. Girl, when we go somewhere, y'all always together. Yeah, that's my girl. We did. But then something happened. something went down. Somebody said something, or somebody did something, and now all of a sudden there's an issue. And you're not used to dealing with that person in that way because everything has always been all good. You know how people you don't like, you used to have a conflict with them. You see them, don't see them, speak, don't speak. But what about that person y'all used to be just like this? Well, how do y'all handle that when conflict comes? You know, when you and your girl, y'all been down from the crib. Or you and your homeboy, y'all been down from the jump street. Now all of a sudden, you got an issue. How do y'all handle that? Because see, you're not familiar with dealing with that person like that. Y'all might be familiar with dealing with somebody else that y'all done teamed up with to not like. But when the issue is between you and the other person, how do y'all handle conflict?
That's good, Pastor.
Wow. Because sometimes we think that people that have been with us this far are the ones that will be with us all the way.
Yes.
Man, I know I'm hitting some stuff today. I can feel
Sure.
it. Sometimes we think that the people that have been with us this far are the people that are going to be with us all the way. What they call it, your ride and die, right? You know, we just riding, this is my ride and die. You know, they going to be with us all the way to the end.
No,
They have been with us every time in the deepest, darkest places in my life, they always right there. But now there's an issue. So listen to this. I want to give you a biblical story real quick, and we ain't going to be here for too much longer. But even the Bible talks about disagreement and conflict. Talks about disagreement and conflict. If you look at Paul and Barnabas, if you look at Paul and Barnabas in the Bible, I take you to Acts chapter 15, verses 36 through 41. Acts chapter 15, verses 36 through 41. Verse 36 in Acts chapter 15 says, sometimes later, Paul said to Barnabas, you know, Paul and Barnabas, they were boys. They were going all through the